What's up, YouTube? Thank you for joining me once again for another episode of Life by Design. And today's episode, I'm going to be talking to you about how to get reviews on Amazon for your products in 2019 because a lot has changed since I started Amazon in 2014. And on top of that, I'm going to work with you on how to get rid of your negative reviews, or at least try to, because it's not as easy as it used to be before, but there are a few things that I can show you that can definitely help you out in that sense. And so today's outline is going to be in 5 steps. The first step is going to be how to build a good product, because if you build a good product, in all honesty, you're going to get a lot less bad reviews. Excuse me, I was about to say a lot less reviews in total, but no, you're going to get a lot less negative reviews if you build a good product. Step number 2 is going to be taking amazing professional photos. People that take good photos tend to get less bad reviews, believe it or not. Use a professional service to take your photos, or if you're a professional photographer, by all means, go for it. Step number 3 is going to be special use instructions. Step number 4, using a company called Feedback Genius. This is just one of the plethora of companies out there that manage your emails that get sent out to your customers. And then step 5 is to respond to the negative reviews. So between step 1 through 5, we're going to be discussing how to get good reviews, how to get positive reviews, and also what to do in case you get negative ones. All right, so step 1 is pretty simple. You want to build a product that is a good product. Obviously, before you build this product or before you source this product from the manufacturer, you want to make sure that it has a lot of good reviews that already exist. Now, if you're some kind of baller that you have millions of dollars sitting in the bank and you know what, you're going to create your own product from scratch, you got an entire team dedicated to research and development, and you have another team specifically for your marketing and your website. All right, I get it. You can handle this kind of stuff. But for a regular Joe like myself, and most likely you, if you're watching this video, we don't have that kind of money to do all that stuff. So you're going to build a private label product. And your private label product is going to come from something that already exists. Now, my suggestion to you is, if you're going to build a private label product or start one from scratch, which is to kind of sort of copy what already exists, but just make it a little bit better. So that's exactly what you're going to do. You're not going to just take somebody's product and you're going to put your name on it. I really don't recommend that at all. My suggestion is read through every single reviews. If they have 500 reviews, obviously that's a bit much to read, but go through all the negative reviews, that's for sure, because if there's 500 reviews, most likely there's going to be at least 30 to 50 negative ones. So you want to read through all the negative reviews and maybe read through 50 or 60 of the positive reviews as well, and see what people like about it, but most importantly, find out what people don't like about that product. And the things that they don't like about that product, go to the manufacturer and say, all right, the battery lid, everybody keeps complaining about, I want that fixed. The battery doesn't last too long. Give me my options for a better battery. How much would it be if we just put a better battery in there? If you're selling a camera, for instance, if this feature does not work in the camera, something with the screen is just, the screen is flickering, or just giving examples out there. These are probably bad examples, but whatever. You know, whatever that's wrong with the product and the negative reviews, you want to make sure you correct these problems. So that's one way of mitigating any future negative reviews, by being proactive. Being proactive when you're building your product is probably the most important thing you can do, because you know for a fact that if you have a killer product, this product is a home run since day one, that's going to stop negative reviews from coming in, because there's nothing to complain about. People love your product. Now, on the other hand, if you have bad customer experiences for the customer, they're going to give you a negative review despite what your product is like. If you have a home run product and it's the best, customers are not going to care, because your customer service is just not all that great. So you want to make sure you have your A game on for customer service. If anybody has an issue, replace the product for free. I mean, at least that's what I do. I lose money by doing it, but guess what? That customer does not leave a negative review for my product. And every single negative review translates to lost sales. How many sales are you going to lose with one negative review? Chances are, for the life of your product, that's a whole lot of money lost. So I replace the product as much as I can. And this is one way of mitigating negative reviews on my product, and this is my suggestion for you. So that's step number one, building a good product. So the second step in this process is taking professional photos. Now, I don't know about you, but in this day and age, I don't think it's acceptable to take a picture with your cell phone or do it at home using your little light box, because it's just not going to be professional. If you're selling a product on Amazon and you took all this time and all this money to build your product, and then you release the product and you have crappy photos, that just tells the customer that you're really not that passionate about this product. You don't really care about the service that you provide. And chances are the product is just not going to be good. If you look at any high-end product that's selling on any physical store, you're going to notice that the packaging is amazing. The quality is amazing. And when you open it up, there's like a good feeling you get when you're opening the product packaging. That's why on YouTube, they have so many open boxings and they have so many product reviews of just opening the box and showing you what it contains, because people love that experience and they want to know what it feels like before they actually purchase the product. So my suggestion for you is take great pictures, spend the extra money, the $100, the $150, I don't know, even $2, depending on who you go to. Spend the extra money, take some really good photos, because photos will eliminate negative reviews. I know it's weird. How does a photo eliminate negative reviews? I guess it's the perceived value that you give to a person before they actually buy your product. So if you have a good product and good pictures, now it goes together. So that's my suggestion for you, and that's step number 2, create amazing pictures. All right, so step number 3 is using special instructions or giving people a little bit more information that they could potentially miss if they didn't know any better. One example might be to use a special battery type. Some customers might use the wrong batteries, or they might not know what kind of batteries this product uses. So make sure that you put in your listing what kind of batteries it uses. People are going to leave negative reviews. Believe me, even when it comes to batteries, your battery bay might open up, and then on the battery bay itself, it might say to use C-size batteries or D-size batteries. But people are lazy. They're not going to look at that. They get frustrated. We live in a really, really weird period in time where people don't want to spend time researching or even thinking about stuff. You know, everybody wants things quickly. Everybody wants things fast. Nobody wants to figure out anything anymore. If they paid $30, that's a lot of money for them. They want you to be able to figure it out for them. So make sure to put in your listing, cover your tracks. These are the batteries that you use. This is another example might be, do not use this if you're X amount of weight or more, X amount of pounds or more. Like I mentioned about the wheel casters, you know, if the wheel casters are rated at 250 pounds, you want to make sure to tell your customers this is not good for anybody 250 or more. And basically just any information that you think a customer can benefit from that they might, you know, overlook, go ahead and put it in your listing as well. Now, if there's things that, if people leave you a negative review, take that negative review and make it into a positive as well by taking whatever information they give you and put it in your listing. So if people keep complaining about the size of the batteries, well, put it on your listing. These are the battery sizes you're supposed to use. So this way, more customers don't leave you a negative review as a result of that. So that one is step number 3, use special instructions. All right, so step number 4 is going to be using a service like Feedback Genius to send your customers emails prior to them receiving your product, even after they get the product, asking for a review, for a seller feedback, as well as a product feedback. So what I like to do is I like to use this program, and as soon as a customer orders the product from me, I forgot how I set this because I did this like years ago. I've been using this product for a very, very long time. So I kind of set it and forgot it for some of my products. But what I usually like to do is I like to schedule a couple of different emails to be sent out periodically to the customer. Obviously, it's not going to be forever, but the customer is going to receive 1 or 2 emails from me. The first email is going to thank them. Hey, my name is Will. Thank you for purchasing my product. I appreciate it. So what I like to do is I like to say, if you have any questions, please respond to this email, because if they respond to it, it goes directly into my Amazon account, and then I'll be able to see it that way. So that's the first email I sent out. Now, after the product has arrived, the system can check to see if it arrived with the tracking number. And then so Feedback Genius, like I said, there's plenty of programs out there, but Feedback Genius will send the customer an email and saying, obviously this is something that I'm going to type personally, but thank you for, I'm glad your product arrived. I hope that you loved my product. If there's any questions, please make sure to let me know. If you have any issues, please let me know as well. I would love to solve this for you. Please don't return it to Amazon if you have any issues. Contact me directly. If there is ever an issue, I can replace it for you free of charge. This product contains a lifetime warranty. Now, as far as the lifetime warranty, maybe Amazon is probably against that. You're gonna have to check the Amazon terms of services. But so far, so good. I haven't had an issue with it because I've been a seller for a long time. But you might, so make sure you look into that before you do this. I don't want you to tell me, hey, Will, bro, you didn't give me good information here. So make sure you check that out on your own. But I use Feedback Genius for this purpose, and it's worked really well for me because it has resulted in me getting a ton more reviews that I wouldn't have been able to if everything was completely organic. Well, I shouldn't say this is not organic, because this is organic, but it's kind of like giving your customers it's kind of giving your customers a reminder to leave you a review. And most of the time, you're building a relationship with them as soon as you send the first email and then the second email. They kind of know you at that point. And they might be reluctant not to leave you a negative review, even if they have a problem, because they'll just respond to you in your email. And then once they respond to you, you can mitigate the issue by handling it for them, giving them a 5-star experience, making sure that whatever problem they have, you mitigate it right away. You replace that product if anything is wrong with it. Because that product that you sell might cost $30. But if they leave you a negative review, like I mentioned, it could probably cost you thousands of dollars, because when one customer leaves a negative review, it stays at the top. The next customer sees it and they have the same bad experience, they're going to leave a negative review as well. And what happens is, once there's a wall of negative reviews, other customers are going to do the same thing. It's the craziest thing I have ever seen. If a wall of customers leave you 5-star feedback, they'll all do that. But as soon as somebody sends a negative review, posts a negative review, another customer will do it as well. I have no idea how the psychology of buyers work, customers work, but this is from my experience, and this is what happens. So you want to mitigate that by giving customers an amazing experience. And I think in the long run, you'll be a lot better if you didn't do it this way. And so that's using Feedback Genius, step number 4. All right, and then step number 5 is responding to negative reviews. It's going to be extremely difficult to get rid of product reviews. There are some hack videos on Amazon on how to get rid of these, but believe me, they're all BS. It does not work. There's no way to find out what the customer's name is. There's no way to find out what the customer's email is unless it's an email that is tied to an Amazon account, which means that Amazon will read your email if you send them an email to, hey, remove this negative review, because technically you can't ask a customer to remove it. But you can incentivize them to remove your review. So what I like to do is I like to send a customer if I find out what their name is, first of all. It's kind of difficult to do this if you don't know who they are. But when customers leave a review, sometimes you can see who the name of the customer is, because that's what they put as their username on Amazon. And great, you win if that's the case. But most of the time they don't do that. I like to respond onto the review itself. And I usually write, hey, I really apologize about this. I'm sorry about your negative experience. I really want to correct this for you by, number 1, giving you a $5 Amazon gift card. And number 2, I'm going to replace this product for you. Please contact me on Amazon, because I'm not sure who you are. Amazon reviews does not reveal who the customer is, or does not provide the order number. So please contact me directly. And most of the time, customers will contact you. And once they do, immediately give them a $5 Amazon gift card and replace the product for them for another one. And maybe a couple of days later, say, hey, how's it working for you? And they're going to respond. Obviously, it's going to be a positive thing. And say, you know what? I was just wondering if you can modify your review, because I want to make sure that everything went well. And if there's any possible way that you can remove this review, that'll be really helpful for me and to my potential customers. And if you don't want to remove it, then I would appreciate updating your review and mentioning that, you know, you contacted me and I helped you out in this way. And obviously, everything that wasn't working before is working now. So when customers see that, it's going to benefit you, and it's going to make you a whole lot better as a seller. So that's my suggestion for you. Between steps number 1, through creating a good product, taking great pictures, using special instructions in your listings, obviously, and using a program like Feedback Genius and responding to negative feedbacks, not only will you get a lot of good reviews for your products, and you'll be able to mitigate the negative reviews when you get on your product listings. So that's my suggestion for you. Unfortunately, I don't have any hacks. There's no way to cheat the system. Well, wait a minute. There probably are ways to cheat the system, but that's not what I'm going to teach you, because that's not what I'm about. There's probably other people on YouTube that are going to teach you that, but this is what I do for me. Whatever I do for myself is what I'm going to tell you to do. So that's my suggestion. And thank you once again for coming by and checking out another episode, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.